You're listening to the Claret and Big Blue podcast on the Pass the Gravy Podcast Network.
Damn, Daniel.
And here we go.
And we are live.
We'll do it live.
Welcome everyone to Claret and Big Blue, probably the only podcast on the internet dedicated to West Ham United and the New York Giants. That's right, football and football balls. For everyone, stay I'm Mike Pierce, and I am joined as always by the esteemed gentleman that is Mr. Alex Middleton. Alex, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing just swell, buddy. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? Us still alive in the playoffs. Just one of everybody, you know, one of the best teams in the league, just hanging out, huh? Who would have thought? What a time to be alive, my friend.
January 17th, and Giants are still playing meaningful football. Woo!
Wow.
By the way, before we get into that, of course, this show is, as always, brought to you by the fine folks at Lucid Illusions. Go check out their new album, Something New, available now on Spotify, Apple Music, and maybe your local record store. I don't know. Do they do vinyl? Maybe. Find out. Support local businesses. We are live, of course, across YouTube and Twitch. Or you might be listening on demand. If so, what you been up to with your Tuesday night? Who does anything on Tuesday night? Really? Like, what? It's the most
Taco
boring.
Tuesday.
I mean, yeah, but you could have tacos and watch the show.
That's a great point. Like,
It's a great idea.
Astute observation.
But what have you been up to other than let's put the banner up. There we go. What have you been up to this past weekend other than enjoying the NFL?
Mostly just enjoying the NFL, honestly, dude. Like I do work, I do a podcast, and then I do this podcast, and then I watch football, and that's pretty much my week. Is
that
watching
is the wonderful
football.
thing about super duper mega awesome wild
card. Oh, dude, do you want to see something? Like, this is gonna be on on Pass the Gravy tomorrow, but do you want to see a drunk purchase I made that's Giants related? It's pretty great.
Let's do it.
Hold on. Give me a second. I'll go get it, buddy.
For those who listen or watch Past the Gravy, you're getting some spoilers here.
Oh, this is a good one. All right, so I didn't know I got this.
Ooh, for those listening, it's in a red shiny box. Oh, it's a glass case also.
Yeah, it showed up. I got replica Super Bowl rings of the Giants, and it was like almost $200. And I showed up, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?" Oh shit! I guess I did order that. I thought I just looked at it. No, I hit order on it. But now I have like all the Giant Super Bowl rings, so I can just wear them on my finger.
They are huge.
Yeah, dude, they're Super Bowl rings, bro. They gotta be big.
How does Tom Brady have like 16 of those?
I don't think you wear them all the time.
Oh, I'm pretty sure he does at some point.
Like, dude, look how sick that is.
That's pretty sick.
But I got all of them now, so we just gotta win one this year, and I'll order the other one, and then I can do one on every finger.
I think you should have waited for the latest one we're going to get.
I should have. One for the thumb. Oh, dude, it does fit the thumb. That'd be perfect.
Bob McFunder was in at the live chat. Fun fact, last time a Giants quarterback with 300-plus yards, 2 passing touchdowns, and 70-plus yards rushing, they won the Super Bowl.
Well, that's never happened before, so I don't know how that would be true. Dude,
but
check that out.
Come back in a few weeks. That might be a really legitimate fun fact. You look like Thanos, like Wish.
Right? I just need the one more. But with better, I don't know, Thanos with Super Bowl rings. That's way cooler.
What happens if you put it back on and snap your fingers to see what happens? Let's just brace ourselves.
I don't want that on. I don't want that.
Can you snap?
I'm not doing it.
Fat rings on. It's not the most convincing.
Not the best snap.
I'll be honest. There we go. And There we instantly just lost half our viewers. Thanks.
Oh shit!
Snap! Get him back! Get him back!
Fuck.
I
hope
It was
not.
pretty awesome.
I like
It's,
so.
plus, we had we just came out of a long weekend. Shout out to Martin Luther King.
Shout out to MLK. Yeah, one of the greats.
Here I am with a tidied up beard. Shout out to Johnny Two Blades.
That's how he's
Looking
called.
fresh in my new Fred. Shout out to Target Menswear, I guess. It's just been a great
Are you
weekend.
like an Instagram influencer?
Great.
Outfit of the day, top from Target. Oh my god, it is so cute. Y'all have to go try this. Tune in tomorrow to see what else I'm wearing.
Spoiler alert, it's also from Target. It's $12.99. I tell you what, every time I fucking go there, it's like a beam dragging me to their like stupidly childish graphic t-shirt section.
Yeah,
I just fall.
They
for it
have
every
some
single
good
time.
ones. They have some good ones.
I got one the other day. It's just a Dr. Pepper logo.
Yeah, Emma and I were at a Target, and I like ended up buying her shirts. That she was like, I don't want to get those, but she was like, oh, it's a cool Pink Floyd one. It was like Pink Floyd, The Wall, and then there was one that just said Miami. And I was like, yeah, that's pretty pimp. Just get it.
Is Emma a big fan of Miami?
No, it's just a cool looking shirt.
Oh,
Sometimes you just see a shirt, you know.
could say it's a stupid. Shout out to Will Smith.
Shout out to Will Smith. Although he slaps people, so I don't know if we want to be condoning violence.
No, but then
Right.
Dana White slapped someone. That was kind of worse.
But we really don't condone violence against women. We're very anti-hitting women. A lot of people don't know that about us, but we are like probably the most anti-hitting of women there is.
Yeah, and it's shame he screwed up because Dana White would have been allowed to come on this show to promote.
Which
UFC, not
we
anymore.
had to ban him. So unfortunately for him, Dana White will never be able to be a guest on the podcast.
You missed out there. That could have been like a few
Could have
extra
been.
thousand
What
buys
could have been?
promoting the show on this, but
What could have been?
you learn. Hopefully, you learn. But yeah, did you just? Why have that come back up again? So is that pretty much? Did you just ate up? Did you watch the Monday games? Because that kind of was a bit. That was like the.
Yeah, I hated it.
It's supposed to be like the main event of the weekend, I guess, and it's kind of like this game kind of sucks.
Yeah, it was stupid. It was a stupid result, stupid game, fucking just stupid all around.
Did you have
everything was stupid about yesterday?
Did you have any kind of feelings? What like literally watching, I guess, a legend's career just die in front of your very eyes?
No, I mean I don't know. Like
pathetic.
It was crazy. Like everybody was just picking the Bucks, and I was like, the Bucks are 8-9, guys. Like they're not gonna win. I get that Dallas lost to Washington, but I think Washington's probably a better team than the fucking Bucks are.
I mean, they had a better regular season record.
If you have some secondary at all that can just stop Mike Evans and Tom Brady from playing pitch and catch, then like you can stop them. They don't have a run game. Their defense is very sus. Like, yeah, I don't know. Like I put a significant amount of money on the Cowboys because like everybody's saying that Tampa's gonna win and they're not. Like the Cowboys are gonna probably blow them out. The Cowboys blew them out. So,
I mean, I understood it because I'm sure it's the Tom Brady effect. You always think, well,
yeah, you hope
30 seconds left, he can somehow pull out 2 touchdowns out of his ass. But that team is bad. Like all jokes aside, if you make Tom Brady look that bad, I know he's older, he's not his prime anymore, but if you make Tom Brady look that bad, that is a horrible team. And they need to, just because of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the NFL needs to rejig their playoff system. Like, I don't care if you win your crappy division.
No, because we were almost that team a couple of years ago.
Yeah, now. Do it now. Not
when it doesn't affect us.
Do it. So
did you see the rule that like it was like, oh, the first time since realignment that there's 3 teams in the same division in the divisional round? And it's like, well, yeah, man, because I think the realignment happened like 2 years ago. This is the 2nd or 3rd year since realignment. It's like that's not like a crazy fact. It's like the first time in 2 years, first time in 3 years.
Wow, what are the odds?
Wow. but like we had to get there, which was cool. And also like there weren't really any upsets. I guess the Cowboys was technically an upset, but it's like you look at that 6 right next to us, and we're like, yeah, that's right, we got a fucking upset.
Because a lot of people talked about, the Giants upset the Vikings. Did they?
They were underdogs. So
I mean, technically they were.
There was
the
a 6 next to our name, and there was a 3 next to the Vikings, and doesn't matter. I don't fucking give a fuck about a number.
The only number that matters is the 31
finals.
rounds.
Yeah, then it's more than your number.
And the 301 yards. I'm gonna put it out there. I mean, I know it's not an exact science, and I know it's not what it's about, but I'm saying that we no longer call Daniel Jones Danny Dimes. I think he is officially, his net worth has gone up. It's at least Danny Dollar Bills. Danny Dollar Bills.
He's throwing dimes.
I know, but
I mean, we just call him because he is him.
Time.
He is him. I mean, I also think like not to take a victory lap, but like, sure is a different narrative about Daniel Jones now, isn't there, Mikey? Sure is a different narrative. Everybody's like, you know what? I've been go fuck you. You were not a Daniel Jones believer all along. We were day one Dan stands. We've always said that. And fucking now all these people come out of the woodwork. I always thought he had a chance. I always like. He's like, no, you didn't. No, you
No, there's still some out there trying to find something.
Oh well, the Vikings didn't have a great defense. He beat us. I don't fucking care. He's been the best player on the field in the last 2 of their games that meant something, not including Week 18.
I mean, I was watching listening to the radio, sports radio. As you always, when your team's doing well, suddenly you're tuning into all of the.
I was getting angry watching ESPN on Monday. I was like, talk about the Giants. They're like, and the Bengals, Ravens, like, talk about the Giants game. What? Why are you talking about the Giants? They got to win. And like, I was like demanding that they talk about the Giants instead of like trying to break down the Cowboys. Buccaneers. Like, fucking bring us up again. We did good stuff.
It's even more wild when it's local because my favorite show locally is the Carton and Roberts show on WFAN. WFAN, the fan. But it's owned by a different company that owns your radio station, so we won't give them a promotion. But even they're both Jets fans, and there was someone tweeting them or something complaining that why aren't they talking? Why are they not sharing the airwaves? Why aren't we talking about Jets head coaching situation? Blah blah. And even the Jet fans who was hosting it was like, no offense, but why would we talk about the Jets right now?
Yeah, we don't have to do that yet.
Like, there's no point. The Giants are in the playoffs still. Let's talk about them.
The Giants are so used to talking about like drafting and what's going on with head coaching searches at this point in the season that like it's like this is fucking awesome. Like to just like I don't really expect to win on Sunday or Saturday, but like I don't fucking know. Like I felt a lot better about the Vikings.
I'm more confident than I was a week ago.
I am too, absolutely. But like it's somebody was like, you're just gonna be so like I was all excited at work and they're like, dude, you're gonna be just so bummed if they lose come next week. And I was like, honestly, like we're playing with house money. We shouldn't have been where we are. We shouldn't have been in the playoffs. We should have done all that stuff. And so like I will be sad when we lose. I don't want the season to be over, but like I'm so happy with where the Giants are right now. Like the spot that we are in as Giants fans, we're like, oh, capable head coach, capable GM. We have a fucking quarterback that should be our quarterback of the future. We have Saquon, who's fucking just like absolutely putting the team on his back when he needs to. We got a fucking like our offensive and defensive coordinators are both getting head coaching like interviews. We're a very hot commodity right now, and like we're only going to get better. Like we don't have the talent that a lot of the guys. Like I would say we probably have the least amount of talent left in the NFL playoffs right now. But we're gonna get that talent going forward. We're gonna add to what Shane and Dable just inherited, and it's fucking awesome. Like just to think of like if we can go this far right now, what's gonna happen when we got some wide receivers? What's gonna happen when we got some linebackers? What's gonna happen when we got some more pass rushers? It's gonna be fucking crazy.
That's why I'm kind of glad we do this show on Tuesdays rather than like straight after the games. Because yeah, I think if we do lose to the Eagles on Saturday, then yeah, I'm gonna be bummed out for the rest of that night, probably. Like
I'm not gonna be like,
could have
I'm not
been
gonna be like just. I mean, if something stupid happens, like, I would have been really upset if we lost because the Darius Slayton drop. I would have been really upset about that.
Or the roughing the passer bullshit.
Yeah.
Oh.
Dude, I would have been very upset about if we went out that way. Like, but I still would have been able to be like, well, like look at where we're at right now. Like we're still in a good spot, but I would have still been like more upset. Like as long as we don't have like, I would love to not get blown out. I would love that, and I would love it to not be like just some mistake play that we have. Like I don't want a blocked punt that kills us or something like that. I don't want Danny to throw a pick to end the season. Just give me like a good game. And I mean, I don't think we'll come out on top, but like we almost beat the starters with third stringers, so we have a fucking opportunity. And that's all we said all season long. Like get in the dance. Who knows? Who knows what's gonna happen? Maybe it's feeling like 07 again.
And speaking of the wink, and I always forget. I feel bad. I always forget the offensive coordinator's name. Mike Kafka.
Just remember, it's a Kafka-esque offense. It's like history books say stuff like Kafka-esque. I don't know what it means.
But I'm going to put out a hot take here. Because even though they've both been requested for head coaching jobs, interviews, one, I don't see the teams that are out there looking for head coaches, I don't think they're very attractive teams. Let's just say that realistically. And I think the team and what we're building up, even if, because obviously at the end of the day, a defensive coordinator or offensive coordinator, probably they have the goal of, I want to get head coach money. Obviously.
Right.
But I'm almost certain, because, I know nothing. I don't know them at all. But you have to think, if they ride this train out, get another year or two, see where we can go, their stock rises way more.
Absolutely.
So I would be shocked. Unless they get like the bank thrown at them, I would be shocked either one of them leaving this at the end of the season.
I mean, I think like Arizona would be like I really think Wink Martindale is the guy we need to worry about leaving. Mike Kafka is awesome. What he's done lately and how he's kind of like when the offense kind of like sputtered at a point this season. Like he was like he helped write the offense for Mahomes. And I think that's the beauty of him and Dable is like that they're able to work around what a quarterback is or what a team does. Like, what do we do well? Let's only do that instead of like where we had Joe Judge and we had Pat Shurmur. That's like, this is the offense we run. Fit that. We're not trying to put square pegs in round holes and shit like that. And like, I think there's lots of coaches that work well like that and like that, like work like that. So like we just like when you knock it out of the park and have like a good head coach, it's so much more noticeable. With like the talent we have. I saw some tweet. It was like, we basically signed 2 free agents to more than a 1-year deal this year. And one of them was Tyrod Taylor and like, didn't really add anything else. So this is pretty much Joe Judge's team that he left us with some draft picks and like, look at where we're at.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, I'm not saying that we're the finished article by any stretch of imagination, but a few weeks ago that when we was talking about the amount of positions that we need to fill. Don't get me wrong, I still want them filled. But however, how this team has performed, not only throughout the whole season, but more importantly, the last few weeks, you're suddenly thinking, yes, of course, hey, I'm not going to turn down any extra good players, but even if you just think, if we can just pick up like a couple of wide receivers, what could we do with this coaching system? Like, Jesus, we could fuck shit up.
Somebody was like, hey, where'd y'all take Isaiah Hodgins from? I was like, oh, we didn't draft him. We picked him up week 9. We picked him up of a practice squad. November. We didn't have, it was that the first game he was at was that Texans game that you and I went to. Because I remember being like, Isaiah Hodgins. Like, who's that? I was like, oh, we just signed him from the practice squad this week. And it was like, we just signed him from the Bills practice squad this week.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we at the time we was like, oh yeah, I guess they've got to make up the numbers. We've got so many people injured, we need to fill up the numbers.
And that's kind of what we chalked it up to. But it's like obviously Dable had worked with him as a coordinator, probably just in practices in Buffalo. So it's like, okay, cool guy right there, and he's fucking been so helpful. And then Richie James, like outside that Seattle game, man, Richie James also a practice squad elevated receiver, like consistent as fuck, man. Maybe not the best punt returner at times, one game, but like the fact that we're getting production from Richie James and Isaiah Hodgins like that, and Lawrence Cager, like what the fuck? Although I did tweet out, and I would like to apologize officially to Kenny Galladay for any slander that we may or may not have said about him. I take it all back. He's good in my books, and I guess that was a $46 million block, but he fucking just buried a guy and said it was a Saquon run.
I had it in my notes to bring him up because
hand up
whether he how he has played this year or hasn't played is I will give credit to the man in that no matter he's never like he maybe what was it at best he'll get like 1 or 2 snaps throughout the whole game. But the man, when he is put in, he's like, okay, here, like he doesn't let anything.
What in 2 weeks?
He's just like, let's just do this. Like,
acrobat catch,
professional. I will say that
for a touchdown, and then fucking just murdering a guy on a block. That was in a key moment, man. Like you look back at that drive, like that was a second or third down, but like we are in a very different situation. If he doesn't get that block and seal that right there for Saquon. Saquon gets a big gain out of that. We don't know how the game goes elsewise. Like we have no idea. Like that was a massive play, and fuck yeah, Kenny Galladay. I mean,
another one
maybe not the best, most memorable couple of years, but I'll give you a pass because of that. Do big plays, big players make big plays in big moments. That was a big moment to make a big play. So fucking, if you can just ball out in the playoffs when you get to throw a block, do that, please.
And now I'm kind of thinking he can come back next year, but we need to rework the contract. He needs to be on way less money. But
I think that ship sailed, bud.
How would you?
But what he did is he just got a contract with somebody else. He just got a contract with somebody else for sure. I think they just had the coaching staff just really doesn't love him. He's a necessity at times, but he can block like a motherfucker, and we saw that. So shout out to Kenny Galladay. I would like to walk back all of the slander that we've said.
Another player I want to give a shout out to who he came up from, I believe, the practice squad as well, and just kind of there to make up the numbers. And he even played against the Eagles when we was playing our backups. But Matt Breida, he made a huge play this game as well. What was it? Was that 4th down or was it a 3rd and long or something? That he got the ball and it looked like they were going to stop him, and then he just
and then he kind of just carried 3 guys basically, and still got the first down. Breida's man, he's a badass, and I love the multiple running back sets that we run sometimes, where like Saquon sometimes gets the snap, sometimes it's a handoff to Breida, sometimes it's just it's like a decoy. Breida's an awesome number 2 back to have, where like he's not somebody that you're like, oh shit, dude, is that guy gonna get the carries from Saquon? He's just like, oh, Breida's in cool. Like, I don't feel like we just wasted a play having Breida carry the ball.
Wasn't he also the guy that received the Statue of Liberty pass?
I want to say so, yeah. Which like,
he only went for 4 yards, cool. But still, that was a hell of a.
It looked really cool, and it's one of those where you're like, fucking hell yeah, Statue of Liberty. I was like, all right, that really could have gone a lot better, but like, it got 4 yards. It was a positive play. And like when you saw the replay of Danny he had to switch it. So he's like, he throws it, pump fakes, and it's just like, what? So smooth.
And yeah, it was just like as soon as he put Breida picked it up, it's just like, oh.
It was the fact that they picked up on it was like wild to me, because I was like, that was such a flawless execution. They were just aware. Good on Minnesota for not letting it be a touchdown, because it could have been.
That's a sign of a team feeling themselves.
They're a little frisky, man. What are they going to do against Philly? I don't know. It's way better than the Justin Jefferson throwback to Kirk Cousins on 3rd down, where they're like, what if we just had Kirk Cousins catch a screen and then, I guess, run over a defender? And the Giants were very quick to shut that down.
Speaking of defenders, talking about Justin Jefferson, well, I without looking, because I must admit, I can only look back at our stats when I come into the show. I probably should look more at their stats, but I think it was something. Didn't he have like 7 receptions in the first quarter, and then for the
That
rest of the
first
game,
drive, I think he
one?
had 5. Yeah, he had 5 in that first touchdown drive that they had. Yeah, it was a touchdown they had of the first drive of the game. But he had 5 catches in that, and then just was shut down. He finished with 7 catches for 47 yards, and most of those came on like the very first drive and second drive of the game. Adoree Jackson covered him on 85% of his snaps, and like, god damn it, I'm so glad we have Adoree back. Like, I don't know, like Cordell Flott. Like he's a rookie, so like it's I've heard that like quarterback and cornerback are the 2 hardest positions to figure out and adjust from college to the NFL. And Cordell Flott has like really kind of stepped up in the last couple of weeks. And there was a pass breakup he made in the fourth quarter that caused a punt, and I believe it was like the next to last or third to last drive. But it was I want to say it was to Thielen, and he just stepped in there, put his hand out, and batted away the pass, and it was like that was a clutch third down defense of a play. And I think, like, I mean, I don't know if he's ever gonna be more than like a nickel corner. I don't know if he's gonna be a 1 or 2, but I like that, like for where we took him in the draft. I thought that was really solid value, and he's definitely not underperformed. Darnay Holmes has really been a disappointment to me, and I guess we didn't have too much to expect from him, but I feel like he just gets beat all the time. When I see him covering somebody, I'm just like, please don't do that.
Another guy I want to share because I saw this replay and I've watched this replay at least 20 times. The one of the I think it was the first or was the second. Anyway, one of the Saquon Barkley's rushing touchdowns was Andrew Thomas, who just, if you watch the replay, he's not only is he blocking, but he just pushes this guy out of the way. And just for no reason, he's just like, nah, fuck it, and just goes back and shoves him out again. It's like, that guy. And then you can see him pumping his fists like, yeah. So I fucking love that guy.
Yeah, dude. Andrew Thomas, I think Danny said today he's like best lineman in the league, best left tackle in the league. And then also shout out Nick Gates, dude. Nick Gates talks some shit about the crowd, and then he silences, he like hushes the crowd. But like, what was bullshit to me was that I thought that roughing the passer call was bullshit, but I think that almost equally as if not more bullshit was the touchdown we had called back because Nick Gates got called for holding. And when you looked at it, it was like he just blew up the guy in front of him and then went to go block more. Like, what is it his fault that the guy just like exploded when he just burst? Like, he just disintegrated a guy and then was like, and they're like, nope. He was just standing there. And it's like, he was looking to block. Like, he didn't go too far down the field. I don't understand how that was. I was like, that was just a pancake block. How do you call that as a hold and then take away a touchdown? Although I don't know the way that it played out. Like, I always look at games like that where you're like, what if that was like, how much time would that have taken off the clock? Then would Minnesota have had like more time to come back and play? And like, would they have not used those timeouts when they did? We were in a weird spot with like the end of the game where like Minnesota just mismanaged a lot of that shit. And the Kirk Cousins check down was a bad decision, I thought, on his part. You got to kind of try and make something happen. I guess he thought Hawkinson could gain yards, and Hawkinson just fucking tore us apart for the second straight game. The Giants really always, I feel like historically they're just bad against tight ends, but I think what we had Hawkinson have a big game for was because we were just locking down Justin Jefferson. And so it's like, well, we'll have Hawkinson beat us.
Yeah, he was kind of getting on my nerves a little bit throughout that game. So fucking him again.
He was good though.
He was good. Speaking of another good one, I did see, I mean, was it me or was there a point where Daniel Jones purposely, I guess, takes a sack just because I guess he couldn't see anything on, so he just like waited to get sacked just so the Vikings.
So he was in bounds. He was in bounds, and so they had to burn a timeout.
It's like, that's awful.
And they were like, actually, that wasn't a bad play by Daniel Jones. He knew that if he throws the ball and it's not completed, that like it could go bad. It could get intercepted. It could be incomplete. The clock stops, and he was just like, "You can just tackle me. That's fine." I mean, it was like a 3-yard loss. But we made him burn those timeouts, and then like I don't know, man. Like that, the Dable like you can see like coach of the year for sure now, man. I don't know how you don't give it to him. He's a rookie head coach doing that. Usually goes to a rookie head coach, I feel like. But you could see who was like O'Connell kind of hesitated at times for Minnesota, and Dable didn't ever hesitate. And like fucking the balls on that guy to be like, all right, you know what? Fuck it. We're going for it on 4th down right here. We're putting this bad boy away. We're just going to put this game away. And it worked. And that was awesome. And like not a lot of coaches, I feel like would be doing that in a moment that big where he's like, nope, like, look, we're underdogs. And I think it goes back to that 2-point conversion to win against the Titans in week 1. Like he knew, like we're playing with house money, and like nobody expected the Giants to be good. Week 1, he's like, we're supposed to lose this game. Fuck it, dude. Like we're going for 2. Let's just go for 2 in the win, and it worked. And then he's done it several times, and even when it doesn't pay off, I think we've gotten stopped on like the 3 before where we have turnovers throughout the season. Like it's not always gone our way, but the guys believe, like you buy into a guy like that. It's like, I believe in my offense to go out there and get shit done. And even when they don't, he's like, fuck it, dude. We'll go for it again. I trust the defense to get the stop. And our defense, I did not trust to get the stop had we not gotten that. I was very nervous on that play. But to just believe in your guys, like you can tell. And like I was telling my brother, because he's a Texans fan, and we were talking about like the head coaching search and shit. And I was like, it's like the culture of like the team has to kind of change. And I was like, you can kind of tell the teams that vibe with each other. Like the Giants are always posting with like one another and shit. And like the Chiefs are kind of that way where you can see that they all kind of hang out. The Cowboys, even to that extent, like you can see that they hang out and shit. But like nobody's fucking watching Texans players just chilling. Like you're not seeing posts about that. And it's like we weren't really seeing that at the end of Joe Judge, you know, outside of like the water hose where everybody was swimming around in that. Like that was for a second. Like we were like, okay, people are changing the culture. And he kind of like almost made the playoffs for that one year when it was like we were 6-8
last
at
time
one
I
point.
remember anything like that happening before this season was that video of Eli Manning and Daniel Jones playing Flippy Cup.
Yeah.
That's the only example I can think of.
But like you can tell that these guys like buy into what Dable's doing, and like what's the song they always answer? Walk in your trap, take over your trap at the end of every single road when they've been playing that, and that was what they're all dancing to in the locker room. I was like, fucking what a great song to dance to after you just beat somebody on the road. Fucking Kayvon doing the gritty, like we got a fucking attitude, and I love that. This is a team that like has the characters. It has the like. Daniel's a fucking stud, man. Daniel's a stud, and like it's amazing almost that like when you actually have an offensive coordinator that gives a fuck and knows what they're doing, and a coach that doesn't just try and put you in a box. Like I think of how many guys' careers were probably just ruined just because of bad coaching and not being put in the right position. And like Daniel Jones was so close to possibly having that happen. And I don't know. I felt like we saw from the beginning, like even that first preseason, it was like he misses throws and like he's improved on that shit. And he was kind of careless with the ball, but he's improved on that. And like to say that you can't improve in your 4th season while we've been watching Geno Smith do shit in his like 10th or 11th season. And I don't think Geno's made the leaps and bounds like that Daniel did in 1 year. But like sometimes when you just get a chance, man, that you see people like make the most of that. And Daniel Jones has made himself some money in the last couple of weeks. And like just the fact that like everybody's trying to pretend like they were bought in on Daniel Jones now. Where they were not is hilarious to watch people walk. It is hilarious. We're like, these are the same fuckers we were fighting with. It was like, no, dude, Danny's got to have a quarter. He doesn't have any receivers. Oh yeah, well, what he did here was bad. All right, well, he has the least amount of turnovers in the league this year. Well, yeah, boy, that's just because they don't trust him. Okay, well, hey, he threw the ball a fuckload. He threw the ball 300 yards and ran it. Yeah, well, he's just because he has to rely on his legs. Okay, well, he still threw it for 300 yards and was it 2 touchdowns in that? Like, yeah, 2 touchdowns. Fucking awesome.
Yeah, but the Vikings only win by one score.
Like, cool. Game. You're running out of excuses, guys. You're running out of excuses. Danny's fucking here. He is him.
I heard someone on the radio literally saying, like, Daniel Jones is looking good, but let's see what he does against the Eagles. And even the Hawks are like, what the get the fuck out of here. Like if
the Eagles should beat us, man. The Eagles have beaten us twice. We've never lost to a team 3 times, though. Never lost to a team 3 times in the season. But the Eagles should beat us. Look at who, like,
it's a fun fact.
Look at who they fucking have. Look at who they have on their team. Yeah, man. no shit. If the Eagles win, I'll be like, yeah, they're a better team. Like they have more talent. The fact that we have like a coaching staff that can like pull out the most of those guys, and like when guys believe in coaching staffs and when guys believe in people like they believe in Dable, like they'll fucking do shit that they normally weren't able to do. And it's like, I don't know. It seems like everything, like we had to get lucky against Philly for sure, but like they have guys that are trying really hard. And it's like I think people buy in. The famous, oh yeah, because that was the first playoff win since the boat pick.
I tell you what,
Exercising all the demons.
when they should do what Tampa Bay did, and instead of having a Super Bowl parade, they should all get on boats, go down the Hudson River, just to be like, fuck you.
It's to the East River, where it's just the dirtiest water possible. It'll be cold.
It will be very cold.
It's like snowing.
Just trying to wade through the frozen river.
That'd be really funny.
I remember going to the last Super Bowl parade in New York, and it was a fucking cold day. I remember that.
Yeah, little ticker tape action.
Yes.
Yeah, dude. I don't expect us to beat the Eagles, but I'm not gonna say we're not gonna beat the Eagles. I'm gonna say we beat the Eagles 38-35. Graham Gano walks it off. Fuck it, dude. Let's keep this ride going. Let's keep this ride fucking going.
Well, yes, Mr. Gano, Mr. Consistent. My gosh, the Dallas Cowboys, even though they won, they wish they had Graham Gano. Good Lord.
Definitely won't come back to bite him at a later time. The kicker that can't make extra points. Definitely won't come back and like bite him in the ass.
I couldn't believe it.
The kicker takes 4 points on the board. Definitely couldn't lose you a game. Definitely won't happen.
5 missed extra points. 2 of them didn't even hit the fucking net. Was it 4?
Yeah.
I was 4 out of 5. Okay. But 2 of them didn't even hit the fucking net. It was like hilarious.
Pretty brutal. It was pretty brutal. You just hope that bites them in the ass later. I don't know. I'm a little bit nervous about Dallas right now.
You know though, right now.
I hope the 49ers can take them.
The TV networks are like secretly crossing their fingers, hoping if they can get an NFC Championship game, Cowboys versus Giants, that's ratings right there.
Or I mean, Cowboys Eagles anyways would be wild. I hope it's 49ers against whoever, honestly. But because like if we can't go to the Super Bowl, I would rather be the 49ers than anybody else left. They hate, like, my 2 least favorite teams are 2 of the 4 that are remaining in the NFC.
Final Waffles, there's always one upset in the playoff each year. Maybe it could be the Giants versus Eagles. No reason why it can't. Like I say, I'm not expecting the Giants to win, but I won't be shocked. I'll be over the moon. I'll be ecstatic. I'll be running around wherever I am watching that game going fucking nuts. But I won't be like, oh my God, how did that happen?
But do you know how like perfect it would be somehow if like I don't want the Cowboys to win this weekend, but like if we beat Minnesota, like redemption for that loss in Minnesota, we beat the Eagles as redemption for the 2 losses in the regular season, and then we get to the Super Bowl because we beat the Cowboys after losing to them 2 times in the regular season, just like the Giants, just revenge tour, just fuck you Minnesota, fuck you Philly, fuck you Dallas. That would be sick. Again, I don't want to risk Dallas having a 50-50 chance at like getting into the Super Bowl. I don't want that to happen. So I hope 49ers just beat the shit out of them this weekend. But
although it would,
because if we lose the 49ers, I'd be like, I don't hate San Francisco.
If we can't be the team that goes to the Super Bowl representing NFC, it would be, even though I'd be nervous, it would be kind of funny to see the Cowboys go all the way to the Super Bowl, watch their fans go nuts, and then they lose.
I don't want to risk that.
They just get like destroyed. Quentin Hughes in the Facebook live chat. Everyone in the NFC is scary, but the Eagles are sus. Niners are scary. I picked them a while back. I mean, it's not.
Yeah, Eagles they've looked sus, but I feel like they're gonna get it together. That's the thing about Dallas. Like, I feel like they can pull it together for at least a couple of games.
Here's what I'm thinking right now.
Maybe we're on that run.
Jalen Hurts says he's fit, says he's healthy, but I don't know. I just got a feeling someone named Kayvon Thibodeau is probably just like,
Kayvon, Dexter Lawrence, Leonard Williams. that they might want to check that out. God damn it, dude. Dexter Lawrence is so good. Like, did you see that one where he just was like, it was not just one play, but it was like 3 or 4 plays where he was just like in the backfield in like 1 second. It was like, how did he just like bull rushed people? And it was right after there was the call for the roughing the passer. He was like, the next 2 plays, he just destroyed the lineman in front of him. And it was like, yeah, well, now you made him mad. So good job, guys.
This is the reason why, like, stats, you can't always rely on stats, because we didn't get 1 sack that game, but
that's what the Giants defense is.
They put fear in there.
Because when we were losing games, Wink Martindale was getting a lot of shit from people that were saying like, well, they're not generating sacks. And it's like, but his defense is based on like, we're going to blitz the fuck out of you and hope that if we don't get to the quarterback, that we put them under pressure and we make them make stupid decisions. And it was like, that did make them make stupid decisions because like Kirk Cousins rushed passes. He had some tipped balls and stuff like that. And it's like, you just get to them. And like, if they have to make an adjustment or they have to think about one other thing that they planned on thinking about, like that, the odds of shit going wrong and just like they go up way, way more.
Kirk Cousins, when the game was on the line, 4th down, he did a Joe Judge special of, oh, I need 8 yards. I'm throwing it 3 yards.
I think that everybody else was covered, and he really like was like Hawkinson's been balling.
No, did you see he said it in an interview. I saw
Jefferson. He was like
Jefferson open, but I didn't like that option.
He was triple covered though. Like when you watch the play, he was like he had
literally
3. You put it to your biggest player. I get that. I understand that argument.
Just launch it to him. Just try.
But I think he was like, I don't know, maybe Hawkinson can break a tackle. Because Hawkinson does break that tackle, that's a first down.
Oh, he wasn't breaking that.
He wasn't, and that was the beauty of it. Last year, Giants don't fucking finish tackles. This year, Giants have been finishing tackles.
You got Isaiah Hodgson like on 1 foot. Got Kenny with like still a fucked up hand. We're still fucking people up. We don't give a shit.
Yeah, dude. It's pretty great.
Did you see the picture of Kenny's hand after the game?
Yeah. It's pretty
gnarly. Stay safe, kids, on ATVs. So yeah, Siri, go away. I don't know what I said to anyway. I'm not gonna mention your name again. You can pop up. Goddamn Apple's AI helper. I don't need your help right now. What else that did I have? I mean, just all around is pretty fucking. Even Darius Slayton, the catch that could have cost us the game. Other than that, had a hell of a game, I think. Made some big plays.
Yeah.
Four receptions, 88 yards. Hell of a. Quentin Hughes. I hope Dable is around as long as Tomlin. I don't see why he won't be. I think just the way our owners work, also, he has cashed enough money in the bank for this one, enough credit in the bank where they're gonna be like, rather than fuck around and worry about trying to get someone else.
Yeah,
I would be shocked unless Dable quits, which I can't see him doing. I think he'll be around for a little while.
I hope so.
So yeah, Eagles. Where are you at right now? Because I'm just trying to gauge a lot of people's. Are you right now? Are you still basking in the glory of Sunday's victory, or are you now all eyes ahead of Saturday? Because I'm still in kind of like, you know what? It would be what it be. I'm still gonna just enjoy this party that we're at right now.
Like, since we're also a West Ham podcast, and I don't want to talk about new West Ham. I don't want to talk about this current West Ham. But like, remember when we went like the year that we qualified for Europa League? Remember like how like what a ride that was? We were like, dude, I mean, we're fucking not supposed to be doing this, right? Like I'm still hopping like off of that. Like I had a little pep to my step all week because they're like fucking Giants beat the Vikings. Giants are still in the playoffs for the divisional round. This is awesome.
Yeah, when West Ham qualified for Europa League, that was pretty sweet because when it became confirmed, I was on a beach in Aruba. So that was a pretty sweet.
It was just having that shit like where you know that like you kind of out kicking your coverage at that point. You're like, we're ahead of pace. We're a rebuilding team that is now we're one of the final 8 teams in the league. I would say one of the best 8 teams in the league. But when you think about that, it's just sort of like if we lose the Eagles, I will be sad, but like it's not gonna ruin my life, Like next year, I feel like when we're if we hopefully we will be back in the playoffs, and it's like there's obviously more at stake there because it's like, all right, well now it's your second try, you got to improve every time. Like right now, we're just like playing with house money, like I've said a bunch of times. Like let's just fuck shit up. Let's just go in there and fuck somebody's season up. That's really what we're kind of playing spoilers at this point. Nobody expects us to win. I think people will expect more from us next season. So like, let's just go in with the lowered expectations and fuck shit up. So it's kind of like if we lose, like, yeah, I'm still happy about where we're at. So I don't know.
Also,
I'm still focused. I keep going back to the Vikings game. I've watched every single highlight of it that they've showed, but like,
I just want to clarify from one of our live viewers, Quentin Hughes. So he said, I hope Dable is around as long as Tomlin.
Or longer.
So I just want to clarify: are you talking about Mike Tomlin and how long he's been, or is that like a cool amalgamation nickname of Tom Coughlin? Tomlin.
No, I think he's talking Mike Tomlin.
I assumed that,
Who's
but,
but
later afterwards, I was like, wait a minute, that kind of works. Tomlin,
no, that's not.
Coughlin.
Second longest tenured coach in the league right now, behind Belichick. But yeah, I think Dave will be around for a while. Hopefully, this is not a McAdoo type season where we like did really well that first year and then it went downhill. It looks like we got the pieces in place to hopefully turn this thing around next season and like get even better.
Ben McAdoo, that was a hell. I'll give, even though it was bad to watch. Looking back, you have to almost admire how impressively bad that second season.
Dallas had 3 losses, and one of them was the final week of the season when they sat everybody, and 2 of them in the regular season were to us. We put the 2 L's in Dallas. That was a fucking cool. Like we lost.
But how well he did in his first season to get fired at the end of his second. That's like wow.
It all fell apart, and like we won so many 1-score games and shit. And I know that was like a lot about the Giants this year, but it's like we were a rebuilding team. Like he was taking a team that was supposed to be better than that.
I hate losing people after 2 or less seasons.
Yeah.
He's
hopefully we found
you get emotional. You get attached to someone, and then it's
right. I'm sick and tired of looking at different looking people on the sideline, man.
Plus, then I'm gonna have to work out another fucking t-shirt design for the head coach. God, it's exhausting.
He did bring us hope, and he's still delivering us hope.
Well, I'm glad I didn't, because Joe Judge. I mean, that's pretty easy to come up with ideas from. I'm glad that I didn't waste time and money on that.
Yeah, that would have been stupid. I always hate when you like throw away a shirt that was very specific to somebody. And you're like, well, there goes.
Yeah,
that.
my Kadarius Toney t-shirt's still in the wardrobe. I'm like, what do I do with that? I mean, I guess I could wear it for like.
You should hang it up in the rafters.
Yeah, just retire it.
Retire it, yeah.
Alex, hard to get attached being a Texans fan.
Just wait, maybe you get Sean Payton. Who knows?
Even the whole league, one and done shouldn't happen for coaches. Well, yeah, that was
I think some people are just in over their head, and there's also organizations that are just poorly run, like the Texans. So like that's why David Culley and Lovie Smith are 1 year. Nate Hackett was just not. He was in over his head when he got hired. So I think that's why the Broncos are like, yeah, this is not going anywhere ever. We're just gonna move on.
I still did we talk about the Lovie Smith situation?
Oh, about like whether or not he should have been fired.
Yeah. Did we do that?
A little bit, but yeah, no, I think.
I still to this day I don't get it, because even if like they weren't doing great, obviously, but you fire a coach after 1 year and then you bring in someone else and you fire him after 1 year, unless you have like some big money guarantees and shit like that, no head coach is going to be like, well, I'm not going to that because what if you fire me after a year? Fuck that.
Well, they got Sean Payton possibly now as like a potential. So like I can see like being like, we're gonna just go all in on Sean Payton. Like Sean Payton's available. Let's go all in on this.
I mean, if they already had like they'd spoken to him maybe and like had some kind of.
They did. They interviewed him yesterday.
Oh yeah, but not before they fired Bobby Smith. Oh, what's
They
the...
just
I love a conspiracy theory, Alex. Or the conspiracy theory they won on purpose so the Bears get the first pick.
because Levy was the Bears coach before.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think
These
it
are
was
the writing
probably
on the
a
wall.
fuck
Fuck
you.
them.
Like, I'm not going to throw this, but it'll be interesting to see where they go in the head coaching route, because I think D'Amico Ryans would be a good fit just because he is a former Texan. But then I also think Sean Payton's the best available head coach out there right now.
By the way, I know you're appearing on another Giants podcast as a guest a little bit later. Is it live? Do you have a set time?
Yeah, it's 6:30 Central Time, 7:30 Eastern.
Okay, so you still got a little bit of time. Okay, cool.
Yeah, New York Giants rush hour. Just look up.
Is it
New
live?
York. Yeah.
Ooh.
So we have New York Giants rush on YouTube, and then NYG rush on Twitter, and I'll follow my Twitter. I'll tweet out the link.
At Alex J. Middleton.
Alex Hamilton, yeah. Busy night talking Giants.
Also, I got a bit because I'm recording. You know, we have a podcast, and we will mention West Ham in a second, very briefly.
We don't have to. Why don't we just not? What if we just didn't?
All right. Well, before we
end
kind
it
of
happy.
before we pimp our other podcasts, it is now time for everyone's favorite segment. It's time for the joke of the week.
The joke of the day.
So, Alex, the police.
What's up, Mike?
It was in the news recently, in the local news, that they actually they had some inside intel, and so they actually had to dig up this like parking lot, and they found like an ex mobster that had been buried in concrete, and they finally identified him. Turned out he was a real hardened criminal.
The joke of the
I always
day.
feel like maybe I should shorten that jingle at the end, but no, I kind of like how all
It makes I sit there and be like, It's like as long as the joke sometimes.
Hardened criminal. Yep, West Ham lost. There's your West Ham
They
segment.
suck.
Did you see real quick though? Did you see David Moyes did a podcast?
I didn't listen to it, but I saw he did one.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm assuming it was recorded relatively recently because they did allude to the fact that West Ham weren't doing that well this season. And the only thing that really popped out to me, because he talked about his whole life and his career, but he was talking about how, one, he doesn't fear getting fired by West Ham, but also he's talking about, you know, trying to build a new West Ham. And I don't know if you agree with me or not, but whenever I hear a manager or a head coach who's doing very badly, and then they start spouting, "Hey, we're trying to build a new West Ham or new team," is that just sound like them just trying to convince someone that please don't fire me?
I have a plan.
I have a plan. This is all part of the big plan.
Well, but I feel like his plan is to not like your plan wouldn't involve the team getting worse, and that's what's happened here. That is the risk, because West Ham not being a premier club, I feel like we limit who we could get if we do fire him, and he does have this whole thing that he's turned West Ham around with, and like if we could avoid relegation this year and then just get back next year, I guess I don't fucking know. Like that's like my whole thing where like I feel like I'm holding on to Moyes too much. Maybe I need to just let go. Like let's move on. But like we aren't Chelsea where you can just go grab whoever the best manager ever is. You know, Chelsea does it like every other month.
Because my original thought is because you have to you have to understand, you finally have to accept the fact that it's more than likely, especially now we're doing so bad, that this is going to be. We're watching the last games of Declan Rice in a West Ham shirt this season, I believe.
Yeah. If we lose to Everton, like we're fucked.
Right. So my first thought was, you know what? Let's just let this guy ride it out and then get rid of him at the end of the season, get a bunch of money for Declan Rice, and then bring in someone new and give him a bunch of fucking money as well to spend hopefully smartly or whatever. But now I'm kind of like, what if we get relegated? Then we're fucked.
Yeah, I'm gonna be really pissed if we get relegated.
Because we are literally bottom of the league. Like we're not bottom, but only by goal difference.
Yeah.
Like everyone, the bottom three are all on 15 points, and that's us. It's just miserable.
It's sad. It's fucking sad is what it is. And the fact that we lost to a team like Wolves, who we should have been way better than. The fact that like we have the talent there, it seems like we just can't make shit happen. That's extremely frustrating to watch. And like I'm miserable watching West Ham this year.
And I'm convinced that Sai Ben Rama like fucked David Moyes' wife or something.
Because he just doesn't use him.
Why he even when he was literally our best player on the field a few games ago, he was straight back on the bench. I don't get it.
In a couple games, maybe we can. Newcastle looking good though, aren't they?
Newcastle looking very good.
I don't like that.
I don't know.
Yeah, we're kind of fucked. We'll probably lose to Tottenham. We'll probably lose to Chelsea. We'll probably lose to Newcastle. If we could beat Everton, that's a start. We could beat Nottingham. That's a start. I don't feel great about any of these upcoming matchups. Like we had the matchups that we should have won the last 2 times, and not doing that. Like Wolves was a must win to me. You got to get 3 against Wolves and not score anything. Like fuck.
I mean, the last one is Everton because now, like I say, I can't see us beating Newcastle. I can't see us, even though Chelsea aren't.
We're not this team. Not this team.
Like Chelsea aren't playing very well. Tottenham aren't playing very well. But guess what? Neither are we.
Yeah,
so
we're really not playing very well.
It's just going to be very. I can almost like. I guess I have like February 11th, 7:30 kickoff. You know, I might just fuck that off. Like I'm not. Why should I get up early to put myself through this shit? I'll just if we win, I'll watch the replay. But like, what the? It's just miserable. Like, especially now, you know, the Giants are doing well, and like West Ham's fucking up my
bitch. Don't kill my vibe, as Kendrick Lamar would say.
He's a wise man, big New Giants fan as well,
and West Ham fan probably.
Yeah, probably. Let's see why not. But yeah. All right, let's start wrapping this ship up so you know you get some time to pee and stuff like that before your next grand appearance.
Okay.
So yes, check that out. So follow Alex J Middleton on Twitter. He will give the link out so you can join him live in that live stream. New episodes of our other podcasts coming out tomorrow. Pass the Gravy. Follow that at Pass the Gravy POD, where you can spoiler. Hear Alex talk about his Super Bowl rings that he now owns.
Yeah.
What else? The fine folks of the Gravy Gang got to look forward to.
We're gonna talk about me officially having crawfish for 3 consecutive years. We're gonna talk about curses. I may or may not be placing more curses, and we're gonna talk about why we are now labeled a liberal podcast by some people on the internet. So all kinds of fun stuff like that. We're also going to tell you what's not cool this week. And we're going to answer some questions from the listeners and the viewers. But pretty excited about tomorrow's episode. Should be a good one. Check it out. Pass Grade Podcast at Pass Grade Pod on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and then subscribe to our YouTube channel, Pass Grade Podcast.
Just for funsies, just for like the next week or so on your Twitter account, you should replace your profile picture as just
Joe
have like,
Biden.
I was gonna think more artsy, like have like the black microphone, but the background be a snowflake. Just
Just
think that'd
yeah,
be fun.
that'd be good. That'd be a good one. There, I got enough memes they're sending me thinking I'm a lib cuck or whatever it is. It's like, yeah, tight, dude.
Quentin Hughes,
Yeah,
CMBB
Big Blue
gang,
gang,
Gravy gang. We do need to try
CBB
to work
gang,
out
Gravy gang.
the CBB boys, maybe. No, but the nest, what about the ladies? I'm sure the ladies enjoy
Right,
this.
right.
Because we've got the Gravy gang, the Syrup Squad for Waffle Box, which
That's sick.
we love a bit of alliteration.
Yeah, what do we got to look forward to on Waffle Box?
So we'll be talking about the fine folks of the police in Tennessee, who I don't want to ruin the story too much, but let's just say they took banging people up a little bit too literally, and some police officers got a little bit in trouble for that. Plus, in Sweden, there's a bizarre law in Sweden that might be getting dropped pretty soon, but it's so apparently, again, spoiler between me and you, Alex. Yeah, everyone else cover their ears. Wait till tomorrow. But apparently, what? If you're opening up a bar, right? What are the things you need, right? You need, I guess, like your liquor license, and also maybe like if you want to serve some food, you have to get your health checks and all that stuff. Right. In Sweden, if a police officer goes past your establishment, looks in the window and sees one of your patrons dancing, he can go in and go, "Have you got your license to have people dancing?" And if you don't, you get fined. You have to get a license to allow people to dance in your bar in Sweden. Bizarre.
What is this, communist Russia?
All right, you think of Sweden, you think everyone's happy, everyone's beautiful, but nope.
Eating meatballs, shopping at IKEA, but now they're angry.
Ridiculous. Plus, Kush is reviewing the movie Plane, which I did some research on. It's not as boring as it sounds.
It doesn't look great.
No, but when you just hear of the movie is called Plane, I bet that's fun.
Right.
But at least it has the action movie guy. So I'm sure, hopefully, maybe I'm assuming you see some people die in cool ways. Maybe.
Oh, there's a plane crash, and I've got to fight these people. Tune in. The Plane. It's
Again,
like
I haven't
snakes,
seen it, but I'm going
like
to
snakes
assume
on a plane, but with no snakes.
But yeah, that's pretty much it. And then obviously, we have the Dumb World Record of the Week and Feel Good segment and all that good stuff.
I think I should be up for Dumb World Record as being I've eaten crawfish for 3 straight years. I should have an honorable mention.
Have you clarified that that's a world
record? No, these fuckfaces don't respond to my shit. Other people tag them too, and just nothing comes of it. I am honestly feeling like there's a conspiracy like against me. They're just trying to keep me down.
Alexo says he's still waiting for the Claret and Big Blue TikTok. I actually think that I don't know, unless they delete them for inactivity, I think I may have created a CBB pod TikTok and maybe uploaded like a clip or two, but I haven't touched it in a while.
You should probably find out.
He might still be there. He might still be there. How do you find it? Because I don't want to download TikTok. I don't want to. Can you do online TikTok?
I don't know. I just use the app.
Or apparently you can't find CBB pod, so maybe they deleted me.
Fuck.
Ah, well. Quentin Hughes. Oh, I need Alex to go on Philly like he did Minnesota last week.
All right. I can do that. I'll start that tomorrow.
Because I'm pretty sure, you should do like your top 10 birds and like
Philly is like trash. Philly is trash. Rocky's not real. That's like your biggest fucking hero.
Okay. Well,
fake guy.
Put that one on
He's not real. He's not real.
Don't. It's not.
I made shirts that said that when they won the Super Bowl, and I was just like, "Rocky's not real" because I was reading against them, and then it backfired. So it said "Die Eagles Die" on the back.
Could you? How about this though? How about this? Instead of slandering the good name of Rocky,
I'm going to
wait. Hear me out.
I'm going to
wait.
Fuck that show. I'm not watching it.
No, you don't have to watch it. But
I'm going to buy a Philly cheesesteak and I'm going to steal a Philly cheesesteak and just throw it in the street.
Here, wait for this fact.
No.
So, Sylvester Stallone played Rocky, and famously, in Philadelphia, they have a statue of Rocky, a person that doesn't exist, right? So they celebrate Rocky. Guess where Sylvester Stallone's from?
Italy.
I mean, maybe some point down the line, but he's from New York. So Philadelphia has a statue of a New Yorker in their city, and they celebrate it. So that's use that as the win.
Yeah,
don't
I'll do that.
Rocky.
I'm still gonna shit on Rocky though. Just know that going into it. Fuck Rocky.
Just let me know what day you're gonna do that.
I once started on Rotten Tomatoes and was just like, fuck this shit.
Ironically, Sylvester Stallone is a Giants fan. I have no idea if that's true or not. Like you boy who cried wolf too many times, Alex. So I
will believe that one though.
You could,
I'll use that.
We'll use that. Just Photoshop him in like Rambo wearing a Giants jersey. Yeah, that'd be pretty sweet.
Like, come check out our broken bell. That's what we got here in this fucking city.
We have. Look at us. We have a broken bell and a statue of a guy from New York.
Check out these stairs. You can walk.
The guy from New York ran up.
Yeah.
Like they're obsessed with a person from New York.
Then get over it. He doesn't love
you. Famous people.
Fuck you, Philly. I want a hoagie from Wawa, man. Go Birds. Fuck Philadelphia.
I thought Wawa was a New Jersey thing, but
I don't know. I know they go there in Philadelphia, so fuck it.
Wawa. Let's see where they're based. Headquarters. Funny enough, apparently there is a place called Wawa, Pennsylvania. But that's an actual place. That's a stupid name. Anyway, make sure you follow at Alex J Middleton for all that fun. You can follow me at Only Mike Fish, where I won't be shitting on Rocky, but still, we'll have some fun on the way.
For the both of us.
Thanks, buddy. Check out Pasta Gravy and Waffle Box. New episodes dropping tomorrow, and as always, we will remind you, you should set your alarm clocks, set your day as Waffle Box in the morning / early afternoon. Enjoy that. And then in the early evening, new episode of Pasta Gravy. It's a Wicked Wednesday, as we like to call it from now.
That's what we always say.
Yeah. Okay, so until next week, where we will be back talking about how the New York Football Giants are heading to the NFC Championship game. Woo, howdy. But until then, don't forget.
Seahorses forever.
Go Giants.
See you next Tuesday.
Hey, let's go to Peyton. He's going to break down that touchdown.
Can't hear shit.
Never mind.